My first guest is a highly accomplished academic in archaeology at the University of Southern Queensland, and he joins me now, and I speak of Bryce Barker. How are you?
Good, thanks, Ashley.
Now, we're looking today at the past, present and future, and I guess one of the really key areas is in your world, in archaeology, that real sense of truth of a local area is there in the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very true. You know, the written historical record is often biased. It's written from a certain perspective. I mean, one of the things about doing archaeology is that quite often we can get to the real truth. An example of this here in the local area is a few years ago we did an excavation of an old Swaggies camp from the 1930s just over the range. And the Chronicle at the time reported this camp as being a model camp, alcohol-free, dry camp. But when we actually did the archaeology, the majority of the artefacts we excavated were alcohol-related. As you'd imagine, you've got 100 unemployed single men there. It probably was never going to be a dry camp,
yes.
But the way it was written in terms of the history was very much that way. So the archaeology actually revealed what actually occurred there, that these men, of course, single unemployed men, were drinking alcohol down there. So that's one of the examples of how archaeology can complement history, but also correct history or the historical written record.
Sure.
Yep.
And in terms of a place like here within Toowoomba and the Darling Downs region, and I know you work much further afield than that, but specifically here though, I guess it must become quite a significant process in being able to help understand what's gone on before.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, we're planning a major series of excavations at the Royal Bull's Head Inn in Drayton, and again, the written record there has a certain theme that goes through it, that the Royal Bull's Head Inn was a classy joint, that it was a place of a good establishment, etc. And so that's, you know, we will find out whether that's actually the case from the kinds of artefacts. You know, is that marketing and advertising at the time?
Is that what triggers it for you, Bryce? Is it when you see those kind of historical records as it would appear as an accurate account, does that really sort of stir something in you to say, well, let's just go and find out how
absolutely,
true it is?
yeah. And I mean, we don't divorce the archaeology from the written record. I mean, they often complement each other. But ultimately, I think the archaeology can provide, it's the reality, because we're dealing with the material remains. They don't lie, really. We can misinterpret them. But essentially, if people say, like with the Eagle's Nest, that it was a dry camp, but then we find all these artefacts that say that it isn't, well, clearly there's something anomalous there and we can put that together.
So when you do put all that together, how does that come out to be sort of made available to the public? Is there some...
Well, through public talks. We publish. I mean, one of the things, of course, that makes you a successful academic is publishing. So those results have all been published. But yeah, really to disseminate it to the public, we rely on things like the Twilight talks, for example, public talks, where we present these results in layman's terms rather than academic terms.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, that's fascinating. Thank you so much for taking time to talk about what you're doing here, and I know many other areas of work. If people want to find out more, do you have a website that people can check out?
I do. Well, basically, it's if you just Google Professor Bryce Barker, it'll all come up.
It'll all be there.
Yeah.
We'll find all about you. Thanks so
Yes.
much. Appreciate your time, Bryce.
All right, thanks.
Professor Bryce Barker here with us from USQ. Coming up, some jazz, a look at what's happening at Artsworks, and next, a man who's been deeply involved with the history of Toowoomba City. Stay with us.